And bottom line, with the information that you posted on Facebook, you know, talking about, you know, your role in DFPS and the things that you know, basically put on YouTube was very damaging.
If you guys are watching this, I've been fired. Not only me, but my sister as well. We've both been fired from the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. I wanted to throw clips in of the conversation I had with my program director, Dina, but I wanted to make this as straightforward and to the point, and I will leave those clips for the end of the video. I just want to get out what I wanted to say about being terminated. They made my termination, the reasons behind it had to do with the video that I posted on social media. My intention was for the video to get to the department. Obviously, you don't post anything on social media that you don't want other people to see. So I already knew that it was going to get there, and that was my plan. I wanted them to see it. I wanted them to know that this is what was happening to my family and I. Because when I would talk to my superior about what was going on, she didn't step in. You know, the June 5th when I met with the first SI, and I thought everything had been cleared up. But, so it's but then in the next week, I told her, and then even on Monday, June 8th, she said she was going to talk to my program director, Dina, and Dina was going to talk to my program administrator, Adrian, and they were going to get this all cleared up because I don't have a 3-year-old daughter. That's what I thought was going on behind the scenes. So obviously that is not what happened, but they made my termination be solely based on the video. CPS thought that the video I posted telling the truth about what happened to my family and I was embarrassing and very damaging to the department. To me, I definitely believe that I don't regret posting the video. I don't believe that you can get away with treating people like that. At first, I did think that my termination was based on the video. However, the more that I thought about it and I went through my timeline of things, I discovered no, it wasn't about the video. So the reason that I feel like it had everything to do with me lawyering up on June 5th was because when this happened, when the SI had come to my house, that morning I had called my supervisor, extremely hysterical, just bawling my eyes out. And I'm just saying, I worked so hard for the department. I don't know why this is happening, and I was hysterical. And I told her, yeah, I closed the door in the SI's face because I'm petrified. And, I needed time to talk to my lawyer, which was at the time my dad. And she did ask, have you contacted HR to know what happens if you don't comply? I don't know. I don't know what happens if I don't comply. I don't comply. I mean, we deal with families every day that don't comply. And either it gets stage progressed or we close the case because there's nothing we can do. So I hadn't even thought that far ahead. I'm just in this mist of fear. So I believe it had everything with me lawyering up, because that day, June 5th, according to my program director, Dina, I was on desk duty. I could touch my cases, but I couldn't have any client contact that day. That morning, that's what was said. It wasn't until the following Monday, after they had known that I had lawyered up, and I had already met with the first SI, and they knew I had representation, that I was put on emergency leave. And so I'm piecing this all together now. And I'm okay, I was on desk duty June 5th, even though they knew I had this open investigation. And then all of a sudden I'm on emergency leave on June 8th, even though you guys knew I had this open on June 5th. And then I have planned to go on my computer because I don't like to be behind on documentation and catch up on documentation while I was just sitting here in the midst of this investigation. And I had told my supervisor that, and she was cool with it. However, the night of June 9th, I believe, early mornings of June 10th, I don't know why you want up and then want back down. You know, she knew I was going to go in there and try to document and like catch up so the way I didn't fall behind. And I could not get to my VPN. I could not get on it. And so I remember sending her an email from my phone on what needed to be done on my cases. That way, like, nothing was stalled. And I could still get on my phone and that email, but I could not get to our VPN, which is actually like how we get to our server, on my computer. And I didn't know why. Like, sometimes that stuff is slow because everybody's working mobile because of COVID. But I was just like, okay, all right, whatever. It's just, I can't get in, so nothing I can do. I can't document. So I was even trying to work on emergency leave while this was going on, so I didn't fall behind. Like, that's how committed I was to this bullshit. So I remember sending her that email like, hey, this is what needs to be done with my cases. I can't get in. My VPN's not working, but I will try again, which I tried the next day, and I still could not get into my stuff. And that was Tuesday night, late news Tuesday night, and Wednesday I tried to get on. I couldn't get on. And then obviously the stuff that happened Wednesday and Thursday, I'd already mentioned in my previous video. And then Friday morning, my dad talked to who I had to hire to get the letter of representation on file, so that if they try to do anything legally, they would call him first and notify him before anything legal could happen. And this was before my video had, like, I had posted it like at 3 a.m. Friday morning. So this is before it got around to anyone, because he talked first thing 8 a.m. Friday morning. Dad, she's gonna get fired, because she's lawyered up. I don't know if that wasn't the exact words, but because I was giving them such a hard time, 100% positive I was gonna be fired. And so now that I'm looking back and piecing everything together, I do not think I was fired because of the video. I think that was their excuse. It was easier for CPS to fire me for posting a video on social media that told the truth about what the department had done to my family, instead of firing me for lawyering up in this situation. Obviously, like, there's things that you can subpoena and records that you can get to see when they cut off all my access. So I'm sure in some point in the future, if this gets that far, which you never know because this is all so crazy, that stuff will be subpoenaed. My sister, why she was terminated, I can't tell you because I don't understand. She also lawyered up, like, because you have to understand, like, after they realized my son was not a 3-year-old girl, they were going after my niece. And so, yes, my sister lawyered up as well. I mean, all in all, if they really wanted to go after my sister, they should have opened up a companion case. And that's what that should have been. So right there, they weren't doing their job correctly. So if they really wanted to remove all the kids, they would have had to open up a companion case on my sister instead of just me. And they would have had to have reason to open up that case, which obviously they didn't, because we know all of what they were saying was BS. So I believe that she was fired because she lawyered up as well. But, we've done that our whole life, ever since our teens, like, we've always known to lawyer up in situations because people lie, and you have to know your rights in every situation that you're in, every legal situation, every work situation. If there's ever a time when you're in a work position where they want you to meet with higher ups, like, by yourself, no, just say, okay, I'll meet, but I'm going to bring my attorney in with me. You should always be able to access an attorney if you feel like you need one. Agencies will bully you if you do not stand up for yourself. But that's what happened here. I mean, I stood up for myself and I was bullied, and now I'm fired. So I don't regret what I did. I did it because I felt like the community needs to know what's going on at the agency. And I know there's so many other things that are going on at the agency that I don't even know about, that other people don't even know about, that people are afraid to mention and afraid to talk about because things like this. Like, you guys think people are not going to continue to speak out against the agency when things like this happen? You know, the agency, DFPS, is suppressing employees that are speaking out against things that are wrong. And they're going to continue to oppress them, and they're going to fire them. They're going to get rid of employees that talk about things that are not right, not ethically right, not morally right. It's just, that's what they're going to do. I mean, they've done it forever, and they'll continue to do it. And the fact that, like, I asked my program director, Dina, I was like, who's firing me? Like, I could not get a straight answer out of who was firing me. She told me twice it was state office. This was coming down from state office, but she could not give me a name of who told her to fire me. So that shows me right there that state office knows that they have to cover themselves, and they're not going to stand up for you. You know, maybe somebody in the agency should have been like, yeah, I know, this is wrong. We should look into it. And it's so surprising, and I'm not going to name names because I don't want to throw the tons of people that I know at the agency, you know, under the bus. Like, I'm not going to do that. However, many, many, many people, and I've talked to many, and my sister has spoken to many, and there are many investigators that used to be with the agency that are currently with the agency, were with DFPS and now are with a different state entity, that say that they were so surprised and so shocked by what happened, and, you know, that it wasn't right. And everybody was just in disbelief by my story and what I said. But, you know, that's all frontline workers. Like, we're people that have been on the front lines for years, and then you get people in state office that are like, nah, we're gonna fire you. So, for speaking out against a regional director. And I should have known that speaking out against a regional director was going to get me here. But that's okay. So all in all, I did what I did, and I'm gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be fine. I know I did the right thing. I don't stand for things that are not ethical, moral. You know, I don't want to sacrifice my character because of the place that I work at. And although I loved helping people in the position that I was in, I know that this is just the beginning of better things for myself. One of my best friends, Malcolm, like, always tells me, you know, life doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. So me standing up for what I believe in, and me standing up for what I know was the right thing, which was telling the community and speaking out against the regional director and the other upper management that was harassing and threatening our family. I know it was the right thing to do. And just because I'm getting terminated for it, so they say, or terminated for lawyering up, that's okay with me. And am I sad just a little bit? Like, I'm gonna miss my coworkers. I'm gonna miss the people that I really did meet there and I loved being there with, but right now it's just gonna open up better things for myself. I'm too young to, you know, I'm too young to abide by. I have a child that's full of so much energy right now, and I don't even know why it's super late. I'm going to have the recordings up. I will, and I promise, because I'm going to release them. I've just been so preoccupied with all of this and getting into I'm processing everything. And my son has a speech therapy appointment tomorrow for the first time. So there's been a lot going on my end, but I am going to upload those recordings. And if anybody has any questions about dealing with this, like if there's any other employees that want to reach out that feel like they can't speak about things that are going on in the agency, I'll help you. Like if there's any way I can help you without using your name to get things out that is going on, let me know, because I will not throw people under the bus if they don't feel comfortable identifying themselves and who they are. But I'm here. I've spoken out once. I'm fired. So DFPS cannot touch me anymore. And I'll continue to talk to the community about things that are messed up. And if there's anything current, former employees want to get out that was going on or is going on currently, but you don't want your name used, you can email me from or message me from an anonymous email, whatever. I'll do what I can and get it out to the community. People are not going to speak up against things that are going wrong within any agency, business, or any place, because this is what happens. They're using me and my sister as an example of what happens when you lawyer up, and then two, for me when I spoke out, and they're using it as a way to set an example for everybody else. So if you feel like speaking out to the community about any shady stuff that's going on, you're gonna get fired. So let me know instead. Let me know instead what's going on, and I will get it out there. That's it. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm gonna upload the recordings, and obviously I have more on. This was just about me getting fired. So yeah, take it day by day, step by step.
Well, first, I'm just going to say that everything I said was absolutely true. And I feel like I'm embarrassed of the agency in the way that they decided to come about this. And I really thought that I had support. I know, Jeanette, you're a new supervisor, but I really thought that I had support from the department because of how long I've been there. And the fact that I invoked my Fourth Amendment to not allow them to come into my home, because obviously, like, there's no reason for them, and my parents run a business out of the home, that they wanted to threaten to remove our children. So it's like, that is beneath the department. And we're supposed to be helping kids, not removing them because we're exercising our Fourth Amendment rights. I mean, if you guys are okay with that, that's cool, but I don't understand how we can be helping kids and be out there in the community and then just taking them away because people are upholding their rights.
Okay, I understand, but bottom line is that you posted a video on YouTube, and you can't do that.
And
okay?
So, who's making this decision? Is it you?
It is state office.
Okay, who at state office?
You can ask Robbie about that.
Okay.
Okay, so not post on social media anything that can be construed as representing the agency and that conveys a negative message regarding any DFPS issue. Employees must not make false statements relating to the employee's job duties or employment.
Hold on. What did I say that was false?
I don't know.